Today is Saturday, July 2nd, 2016, and this is the Bunny Slippers of Evil Job Seekers Call-In Show, presented by Evil Bunny Consulting. I'm your host, Tyrone Griffin, and if it's 3 p.m. and you have on your bunny slippers, you are not looking for a job. Welcome, first-time and returning listeners. In this show, we discuss strategies and tactics of job search, staying motivated and dealing with career transition. For more tips, resources, daily motivations, and to listen to archive shows, go to the website bunnyslippersofevil.com. There you also find links to our Facebook page, our Twitter handle, and our YouTube channel. If you are listening live, you can call in with your questions at 347-202-0929. Again, that number is 347-202-0929. And now a word from our sponsors. Evil Bunny Consulting is the alternative to expensive outplacement. They give company-sponsored job search workshops as well as the one-on-one job seeker boot camp. For more information, go to bunnyslippersofevil.com. Resume Edit is a low-cost, high-quality resume writing company with resumes as low as $35 written by certified resume writers. You can find them online at resume4edit.com or call 404-860-2473 and be sure to tell them you heard about them on the Bunny Slippers of Evil Job Seekers podcast. Let 3dresumes.net turn your resume to a web page with a customized domain for 12 months for only $30. Help hiring managers and recruiters find you, make your resume available 24/7, and get a professional email address just for your job search. You can find my online resume at tyronegriffin.com, and for more information on how to get your own, go to 3dresumes.net. If you're thinking or about to look for a job in today's world, you will find a new reality in the job search process. The world has changed. The job search today is much more complicated than 5 years ago. Volumes of resumes, more applicant screening systems, depersonalized applications, panel interviews, team hiring, long complicated applications, branding and social media. Yes, the world has changed. But have you? Are you still trying yesterday's approach? Why struggle and miss out on today's opportunities? Career Oyster is here to help. Great coaches, the latest resources, unique strategies personally tailored to your job search. Find out the new reality and how you can prevent costly mistakes. To register for a free 45-minute private lesson with head coach Howard Caddy, go to careeroyster.com. Find the facts now. You'll be glad you did. Remember their motto, the world is your oyster, be the pearl. Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome. I'm trying some experimenting this week with Facebook Live as well as, let me just say this. I have 2 phones and an iPad to get this thing done. This is crazy. But anyway, everybody welcome. For those first-time listeners, this is the Bunny Slippers of Evil Job Seekers Call-In Show. This week, the first Saturday of the month, we do what we call Job Search Q&A. So if you do have any questions for the next 25 minutes or so, you can call. The number is 347-202-0929. But what we do the first Saturday of the month, we do Job Search Q&A. And I take questions, anybody calls in live or anybody who's asked me questions during the week or whatever. So I have a few already, questions to talk about. But if you got a question, again, the number is 347-202-0929. So anyway, let's get right to the day. Oh, it's holiday weekend, everybody who's celebrating. I hope you have a safe and enjoyable time. I'll be doing my annual get-together with 65,000 of my closest friends. We'll be running the Peachtree Road race on Monday morning. So wish us luck. Pray for us that we don't get any rain, that we finish, and I get my T-shirt. That's everybody who's a real runner. That's really the reason you run, because you want the T-shirt. So anyway, let's get to it. So today's question was a conversation I had with somebody who is in a situation where they're working now, but they think that they may be about to lose their job. And what they said was literally, the writing is on the wall. And it's like, okay, what do you do when you're in that situation? Well, a little bit of backstory on this. This person's in a situation where for the last few months, they felt like they weren't performing. And we all been there. I mean, that's number one about working. I will be the first one to admit I have been fired from a job. Almost 3 jobs, if you want to get technical. I was laid off, I was fired, and one job I was almost fired from, but God gave me a job the day before. Somebody made me an offer the day before I was about to be terminated. Um, yeah, I know. Yeah, I know, right? Man, I must be a really bad employee. Yeah. No, different circumstances, and I think I talked about them on the show once or twice. Different circumstances. But my point is this: everybody goes through bad times. So don't think that you're alone. Don't think that if you have ever been terminated or laid off or whatever, that's a bad mark. I can only speak for myself. I'm in this situation now, a good job now. I love my job. Think I'm doing pretty well at it. So you can always bounce back. Is the point. But again, no matter how bad you think things are in your past, you can always bounce back. Don't ever think you can't bounce back. You can always reinvent yourself. You can always keep going. So anyway, this person's situation where the last couple of months they felt like they haven't been performing well, and it's a whole lot of issues going into that. But what happens is when you're getting depressed at work, it feeds into your home life. So they told me, they're not cleaning up like they used to. They're not going out. They're not enjoying life because they were getting depressed. And I'm not talking clinical depression. I'm talking about just feeling depressed about their performance at work. Now, the same thing happens at home. If things are going bad at home, and trust me on this when I say trust me, I know. When things are going bad at home, it can very easily feed into your job. So you will stop performing. Understand this, and I know everybody doing the drinking game. Okay, I'm about to go into some rat holes, so drink up. When you're at work and you get some positive, you get some constructive criticism, or you see things are going wrong, it's nice if you can go home and have somebody to talk to. Very nice. Or if there's nobody there, at least you're not getting grief. If your home life is relatively, if you're alone or married or whatever, if your home life, if it's supportive, if you have somebody at home that you can talk to, or at least you can go home and find peace. Yeah, if you can go home, there's nobody there, but at least if you can find some peace and quiet, then at least you have that. Okay, but when you're having a bad situation in one and you don't have the support in the other, they mix and mess and it gets ugly. Okay, so it's a situation where somebody, they're having a bad time at home, at work, and at home it's affecting their life at home. Again, they're not doing their cleaning, they're not going out, they're not enjoying life like they used to, and that's a problem because people don't think that a problem in one area of your life will affect other areas of your life. People in transition, the hardest thing one of the hardest things is that life goes on. So you're in transition, you don't have a job, but your dog gets sick, or your parents get sick, or your child gets sick, or something. Life goes on, and all those things can get on top and compound each other. Okay, so anyway, how do you face this stuff? So the situation was, things weren't going well at work, or their perception of it wasn't going well. We'll talk about that too. Things weren't going well, and they were seeing how it was affecting everything in their life. And old school, we would say, well, you just need to kick in the behind. But as we all know, kicking somebody in the behind doesn't always work because it just doesn't work. You see the movies where Cher smacks the guy and goes, snap out of it, and it worked because it was in the script that this would work, but it doesn't always work like that. It doesn't, you don't always have that. So, how do you give somebody the kick in the behind? And when you're dealing with people who are going through things, and perfect example is and I don't mean to pick on women, but ladies, you remember when you were in middle school or junior high school or even high school, and you had your group of friends, and one of them broke up with a boyfriend, and everybody gathered around, and they supported her. It's going to be okay. He's a jerk, and you know how y'all do. But that's how you have to do with people. You have to be supportive of them. You have to go there with them before you can pull somebody up. Before you can give somebody the kick in the behind, you have to acknowledge that their feelings, their emotions are valid. That's the first thing you got to do with somebody. So when this person was telling me, they feel like the writing's on the wall and they're getting depressed, they don't know what they're going to do, and they're concerned about losing their job and things like that. The first thing I try to do is, okay, let's get it all out. Let's tell me why you feel that way. What is it? Give me some more details of why you feel that the job is not going well. And we talked about that. And again, like I said, with women especially, and I'm not picking, I'm just acknowledging that when it's young ladies, you guys are more supportive than guys are. This is the nature of it. For everybody on Facebook Live, I apologize. Like my connection is getting funny, so I'm trying to find a better place in here. Oh, I'm back. Good. Sorry about that, guys. But first thing you do is you go there. You have to acknowledge that the person's feelings are valid, because nobody's going to listen to you if the first thing out of your mouth is you're full of crap. Okay? Anybody ever been in an argument and one side tells you everything they're feeling, and the first thing you say is you're full of crap? There's nothing else you can say after that. There's nothing, because they ain't listening. Okay? So first thing we talked about it. I said, okay. So the next question, once we acknowledge, okay, her feelings were valid. I'm not saying I agree with them, but she has them, and I acknowledge that they're valid. I say, okay, what are you gonna do about it? And that's when you get to, I don't know what to do. Okay, well, let's talk about it. And we came up with strategies. And in this situation, one of the strategies I said, it was a situation where they were at work and there were some things that they were being asked to do that they didn't know how to do. And because they were contractors, they weren't allowed to be trained. It's a really weird situation. So the question is, how do you get the knowledge you need if you can't get the training? So I said, okay, here's what you do. I told them, I said, you go figure out the 2 or 3 or 4 areas that you need to learn, and go find people who know those things in your organization. And then once you find those people, set up an hour meeting with each of them and just say, okay, I need to know about this. I need to know about this. I need to know about this. And again, Facebook Live people, I apologize. I'm testing this out. I figure it paused a few times. I'm sorry. I think I got to find a new spot in the house for it. But anyway, I was saying, you find the people who know what you need to know, and then you set up a meeting with those people individually, and you spend an hour and you pick their brains. The thing about it, people will, if you ask somebody's opinion, this is one thing, universal truth. You ask somebody's opinion, they will tell you. They will tell you what you want to know, because people love to be asked their opinion, because we all think we're smart, brilliant people. So people love it when you ask their opinion. People love that. Okay. So sit with these people, spend an hour with each person, just set it up. And then go to your management and say, hey, here's what I'm doing. I recognize there's a deficit in knowledge here, a development opportunity, as we used to call it. And here's what I'm doing about it. That's a lot of life. It's not what's happening. How we say life is not about what happens to you, it's how you respond. So this was the advice I told this person. Again, I'm not an expert. This is just what came to mind. Thank God for it. But figure and pick these people's brains and tell them, I need to pick your brain because I need to know this. And people, like I said, oh yeah, I'll tell you all about it. Some of you you ask me about politics, we talk forever, but in my opinion, but that, you develop, sit down and develop a strategy. Sure, the writing may be on the wall, but you know what? There's another thing I told this person. If you're going to go down, if you're going to lose your job, if whatever's going to happen, it's going to happen. Go down fighting. Go down fighting. Why? But it's useless. But it's not useless for you, because the thing about life, and we all, all of us old people, we realize if you look back through from the time we were 4th grade or 5th grade, if we had just done our best on things, think about all the things, if we had just done our best, how many things, how much our life would have been different. wouldn't have been taking more time. It would just been trying harder. And let's be honest. We haven't always tried our hardest when we're doing something. Many times we've done things halfway. One thing I told my son, and oh yeah, I got to give props to my son. He graduated about a month ago, 7th in his class, going to University of Georgia. I'm so proud of that kid. But anyway, I was telling him, you got to go to school for 6 or 8 hours a day. You might as well learn something. You got to be stuck in that classroom for an hour. You might as well learn something. Try your best. Do your best, regardless. Just do your best. Period. Whatever happens, happens. Just do your best. Okay? Just keep doing your best, regardless of whatever happens. Okay? So I told this person, you know what? Yeah, if the writing's on the wall, fine. Then the writing's on the wall. But it's like you're on a train track. The train is coming. You got a choice. You're tied to the tracks. You can either try to get those knots untied, or you can just lay there and let the train hit you. Now, granted, the train might hit you, but at least you want to feel that up until the last minute, to the last second, you tried. That's really what life is about. Even up to the last minute, you got to keep trying. It might be useless, but you see teams. I mean, okay, I'm an NBA fan, NFL fan. Baseball sometimes, but you get a good pitcher, and strikes everybody out. It's boring. How many times have you seen a team just not give up? Who was it? The Knicks and Reggie Miller. What he did? 8 points in 18 seconds, and beat them, and took the overtime because he didn't give up. Everybody else on the court was like, we down eight points. It's 18 seconds left. We ain't going to win this. Reggie was not like, I'm going to take this game and win it. But Reggie was like, I'm not going to give up. That's the secret. It's not that, in the after game interviews, they'll say, I knew we were going to win. Just don't give up. Nobody knows you're going to win. You don't know, but just keep going. Just keep going. Just keep trying your best. Don't ever coast. I know, and go through life that way. This is just not about jobs, it's about everything you do. Just keep going as hard as you can, regardless of what happens. Just keep going hard. That's what you got to do. You get yourself in that mindset where all you're doing is just going full bore, all out. You just keep going. So what I told this person, again, was, if you're going to go down fighting. It's like the Jedi proverb that talks about when outnumbered, attack. That's exactly what that's about. When outnumbered, attack. Regardless of what's going on, you're outnumbered, just attack. The worst can happen is you lose. Well, if you do nothing, if you do nothing, you're going to lose. Okay, you're going to lose if you do nothing. If you try, welcome back, Facebook. Again, I apologize for that. Rehash real quick. Jedi proverb, when outnumbered, attack. And what I was saying was, if you do nothing, that train is going to hit you. If you do nothing, you're going to lose the game. If you do nothing, you're going to lose your job. No matter how great you're doing, if you do nothing, you are going to lose your job. Okay? If you try, if you just do your best, what's the worst could happen? You still might lose your job. You still might lose the game. You still might get hit by the train. But what's the best can happen? You might succeed. If you're laying on that track and that train's coming and you do nothing, you're going to die. If you try, you still might die, but you got a 50-50 chance. Either you will or you won't. If you do nothing, you got a 100% chance of dying, of losing your job, or losing the game. 100% because you did nothing. If you try, at least you got a shot. What is the Hail Mary? Who was it? The guy, I forgot the quarterback name, from Boston, threw the Hail Mary pass. Ended up winning the game, okay? because he tried. So anyway, that was a long, slow, ugly rat hole. Um, but I just told this person, just keep trying. I told them the story, and I may have mentioned it on here. If you haven't heard it, the story of the egg, the coffee bean, and the carrot. And this is it's a parable, I'm assuming. But let me tell you that story real quick. The story was, it was a woman who had a new daughter, not new daughter. Her daughter was just got married, and they were over. Her daughter was over visiting the mother, and they were in the kitchen cooking and talking, whatever. And the daughter was telling her mother, that things aren't going well. It's just, this marriage is married life isn't for me. I don't know what to do. I'm depressed. Blah blah blah. All these things are going on. I didn't expect it. And her mother, old wise woman, as mothers usually are, she said, boil some water. Let's boil a pot of water. And the daughter was like, why? I said, daughter was like, I need to talk to you. I need to boil some water. Just boil a pot of water. So the daughter was like, fine. She boiled a pot of water. When the pot of water was finished, the mother came back and she had three things. She had an egg, she had a carrot, and she had a handful of coffee beans. Okay? So first put the egg in. And it was really uncomfortable sitting there waiting for the egg, 5 or 10 minutes. Finished, she took the egg out. She put the carrot in hot water, still boiling. Okay. Waited for about 5, 10 minutes. Just took the carrot out, put it on another tray, on another plate. Then she took the coffee beans, she put them in the water, stirred it up. Waited a few minutes, then she poured out some of the coffee beans into a cup. So she had 2 plates and a cup. On the first plate was an egg, the second plate was a carrot, and the third was a cup of the basic coffee now. And the mother said, look at those, what do you see? And my daughter was like, I don't see, I don't know what your problem. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't see nothing. I just see 3 things. I need help. Talk to me. And she's like, well, listen, okay. Put the egg in the boiling water. And what happened? She cracked open the egg and looked at it. It went in with a hard shell. Took it out and it's soft and mushy inside now. Said, look at the carrot. You put the carrot in the water. What happened? The carrot went in. It was hard. Snap with carrot. And now the carrot is soft and mushy. You can bend it and everything. So look at the coffee beans. What did the coffee beans do? They changed their environment. The mother told her that hot water is like adversity. When you are met with adversity, you have a choice of what you can do. You can either be like the egg and your hard shell gets broken and you're just mushy inside. Or you can be like the carrot who was strong and stiff and went in and came out soggy. Or you can be like the coffee beans. They changed their environment. They turned that boiling water, which was adversity, they turned that boiling water into coffee, tasty, smooth coffee. How you deal with adversity is important, is the most important thing in this situation. So circling all the way back around, people, to, the person who said to me that, the writing is on the wall. And I said to them, what are you going to do about it? Are you going to be like the egg? Are you going to be like the carrot? Or are you going to be like the coffee? The coffee didn't give up. The coffee didn't fold up into a corner and cry and complain about their situation. The coffee answered the question, what are you going to do about it? That is the most important question in life. What are you going to do about it? Okay? Because I'll be honest, story I said, young ladies, when you get around your friend and she broke up with her boyfriend and he's a jerk and all of this, and everybody's like, it's okay, it's okay. And all those girls are asking the same question. They may not say it. They're all asking the same thing. What are you going to do about it? Remember that question, whether things are going great or not. That is the simple question. What are you going to do about it? Because nobody cares other than that. You You're in a fight. Somebody smacks you in the face, or you're standing there, somebody smacks you in the face. What are you going to do about it? Maybe you run, whatever. But what are you going to do? So I told this person, just continue to do your best, regardless of what happens. Get yourself, because the next job, if you lose this job, the next job you get, you need to do your best. Okay? So you need to put yourself, you need to change your mindset so that regardless of whatever, you just do your best. There are people that do that. They tune themselves no matter what situation they're in. I'm not one of them, I'll be honest. I'm trying to get there. But they just always do their best. That's what we try to teach our kids. Regardless of the situation, regardless of the circumstances, regardless of the adversity you might face, just do your best. Okay? That is the secret of life. That is the secret of success. Not just financial success, emotional success, spiritual success. It comes down to that. Just do your best, regardless of what situation you're in. Always just do your best. So this is what I told this person. Just do your best. Okay? If you get let go or fired, whatever, then you get fired. But be able to look back, because it will help you in your next job. And I say this from experience. When you have been fired, and then you are so afraid at that next job of not, getting yourself, because this is the thing with me. When I was let go, one of the times when I was fired, and it was for performance. I'm not going to, sugarcoat it. I wasn't stealing. It was just performance. I was sucking eggs. Your next job you go into, you're afraid of getting into that mindset of whatever it was that made you not perform at that last job. It is scary. You go through the interview. I'm great at interviewing. And you start that first day, and it's like, I don't want to screw this up. I don't want to screw this up. I don't want to screw this up. And that's all you're thinking, because you remember how you didn't do your best. And I had I'm not going to make any excuses, but I had extenuating circumstances for a lot of those jobs. But I didn't do my best is the bottom line. I didn't do my best at them. Thank God he had a path for me to take me to where I am now. But at the time, I didn't see that. All I know is I wasn't doing my best. Okay. And once you get caught up in not doing your best, it's hard to switch that switch back off. It's hard to say, think about relationships. We got about 2 minutes left, and I know like I said, anybody in the drinking game, this is a rat hole, so you can just ramble as much, you can drink as much as you want. Drink up, because I'm going down rat holes. Relationships, you end up in a relationship and it's bad and it ends. And you look back on it and you're like, but I didn't do my best. But then the next person you're in a relationship with, you might be thinking, I don't want to screw this up. I don't want to screw this up. I don't want to screw this up. That's what happens with life. You start feeling that way. You don't want to screw things up. Okay. Because you got out of that mindset. Now, if a relationship ends and you know what, I did the best I could. I tried to make it work. You can walk away with a clean slate, with a clean heart, with knowing that you did your best. So the same thing with jobs. So I told this person, regardless of what happens, go down fighting. Okay. Don't give up. Is the bottom line. That's the point. Do not give up, regardless of what adversity or whatever you're dealing with. Just don't give up. So that was my message to this person. Don't give up. And I message to everybody else. If you're going through this situation, the writing's on the wall. You can erase the writing on the wall. Trust me, up until they take your badge, you always have a chance. You always have a shot. So don't ever, ever, ever give up. Just do your best, regardless. Just do your best. And that was my message to this person, the message to all of you. Okay, no matter what life throws at you, life is about how you deal with it. That's the best part of life, is how you deal with it, not what happens to you. Well, everybody, about 40 seconds left. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for the Face Live people. Appreciate it. If you can see this crazy setup I got here. This is an experiment. I wanted to see if I could do this. Looks like, with the exception of a few pauses, we did it. The video will be up on YouTube later on today. But I want to thank you, everybody, for tuning in. I'm going to work on this. And I thank you for all your prayers, your thoughts, your concerns, everything you have. We'll be doing this again next week, 10 o'clock. As far as I know, no changes. We're doing this at 10 o'clock next Saturday morning. Thank you, everybody. All you job seekers out there, just keep it going. Everybody else, have a good week. Have a good and prosperous week. Have a good, safe holiday, and we will talk again soon. Take care. Bye-bye.